there is one possibility for how Hillary Clinton does not win this primary. Now, wait a minute. I'm a realist, right? And I know some people. Look, I'm the guy who started whispering of a dream. I wanted that dream. I wanted Bernie Sanders to win. I thought it was certainly possible. I thought it was possible not on day one, 3 years before day one. One of you guys found a video of me from 2013 saying, yeah, Bernie Sanders should run, and I think he could beat Hillary Clinton. Here's why I think he could beat her, right? And that almost came to fruition. But I am in the camp of after the March 15th losses, after the New York loss, after the losses tonight, it is exceedingly difficult and improbable for him to win. But there is one possibility, okay? Now, if he picks up enough delegates so that she cannot win without superdelegates, which is entirely possible, because remember, 15% of the voters are superdelegates. Now, that means that both of them can have a lot of pledged delegates, but not have the majority of the overall delegates. So now Bernie Sanders is slated to win in the upcoming races, including big states like Oregon, and he has a pretty good chance in California. Now, that's not going to matter because if things go normal, because the math being what it is, Hillary Clinton would still have more pledged delegates, even if he did excellent in the upcoming states. And she, as things stand now, of course, has a lot more superdelegates. She'd win easily. So what is that one thing that can make a difference? Well, if he continues to pick up those states and delegates, and then the FBI, which, look, Hillary Clinton's camp hates this talk, and a lot of Democrats hate this talk, but hating it doesn't make it go away. It is an absolute fact that there are dozens of FBI agents investigating Hillary Clinton right now. They've already given immunity to some of her staffers. They've already gotten their testimony. And they say, yes, there will be some action. We think, we're not saying for sure, but they took action against Petraeus on very similar matters. And they say, we're not going to tell you when we're going to do it. And if they do it before the primaries are over, which is enormously possible, likely, because Obama's such a genius, he put a Republican as the head of the FBI.
Yes.
It'll likely happen during the general election.
Yes.
Way to be bipartisan, Obama. Okay, but there is some chance that it would happen before the Democratic convention. If Bernie Sanders has enough pledged delegates combined with most of the superdelegates, he could win, right? So now there's no way that happens unless the FBI goes, we won't wait for the general election. We're done with our investigation. You're indicted, felony charges. Jesus. Okay, now that is not... To say that you shouldn't discuss that is to say you shouldn't discuss reality.
Right.
Like, I'm not saying that she's going to get felony charges for a fact, but is it possible, after months and months of dozens of FBI agents working on it, that at some point they'll indict her? It's not possible. It's probable. The question is it a misdemeanor? Is it a felony? Because they gave Petraeus a slap on the wrist.
Yes.
So maybe they give Hillary Clinton, who did less than Petraeus, a slap on the wrist. So this is not entirely possible. On the other hand, the guy leading the FBI is a Republican. So it's possible that they come in and go, 3 felony charges.
And remember that the FBI agents who investigated Petraeus, same ones investigating Hillary, they were upset that Petraeus got a slap on the wrists. So if they see that there isn't an indictment, they say that they're going to leak the story.
So, and part of that story could be nonsense, right? So we know all the Fox News silly attacks, right? And we know that, yes, she had a private email, Colin Powell had a private email. She had a private server, which Colin Powell didn't have. Private server says, I'm going to keep information at my house that I know I shouldn't be keeping at my house. That's government information. It could be classified, etc. But even so, if it was just trying to keep her personal information private, to us, it's not that big a deal. Or it could be in the emails that they did favors for people who gave to the Clinton Foundation. That when she was Secretary of State, she helped countries who gave millions of dollars to her husband's foundation. Oops, that's not a small deal. That's a big deal. And imagine they put a felony charge on her on that, okay? Now, it'd be a little bit complicated as to what that charge would be, because most of what they're investigating is, did you break the rules of having a private email, etc. But if they, in the midst of that investigation, they find emails saying, I don't know how, we have no idea how clear or unclear they'll be, saying, hey, Bill, if you're going to Turkmenistan, let me know. Right? And Bill gets several $1 million for the Clinton Foundation in Turkmenistan, and then next thing you know, Turkmenistan gets a contract from us, right? The original New York Times story on that was damning. It wasn't about Turkmenistan, but it was about other countries. And they outlined it, and it is not a pretty sight, okay? So if that happens before the primaries are over, yeah, then the superdelegates can go, wait, look, I don't like the superdelegate system. I wish it didn't exist. And I think that Hillary Clinton could make a case that that's unfair. I really do. And I'd have to think about how it went down. But if the superdelegates exist for anything, it is for that exact scenario where they go, okay, yes, she has more pledged delegates, but they just let her away in handcuffs last week. For the good of the party, we got to go with the other guy who didn't just get arrested. By the way, they wouldn't actually put handcuffs on her.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
She's very, very rich.
Yeah. And so for the good of the party, we got to go with the other guy who's not indicted and who, by the way, does much, much better against the Republicans in every single poll. So I'm not trying to give you false hope. I'm telling you right now, that's a very small percentage chance that it's going to work out in time. It's going to be significant enough, et cetera, et cetera. But to say that there's no chance would be incorrect.